What if one of the simplest things you could add to your daily routine came in a little glass bottle, and you didn't even have to swallow it like medicine? Imagine waking up, making breakfast, preparing lunch, or cooking dinner, and knowing that those 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil you're using could provide your body with healthy fats and naturally occurring plant compounds. But here's where it gets interesting. Is drinking or eating 2 tablespoons of olive oil every day actually good for you? Could it support your heart? What about inflammation, antioxidants, or cholesterol? And is it better to take it straight from a spoon, or simply use it on your food? There are also plenty of myths surrounding olive oil. Some people say you should never cook with it. Others think light olive oil means fewer calories. And some claims make olive oil sound almost like a miracle cure. The truth is much more interesting. Today, we're focusing specifically on extra virgin olive oil, or EVOO, and we'll look at what the research actually tells us about consuming it regularly. And stay until the end, because there's one important point about those 2 tablespoons that could make a much bigger difference than simply adding olive oil to your diet. What is extra virgin olive oil? Before we talk about what happens inside your body, let's make sure we're talking about the same oil. Extra virgin olive oil isn't simply olive-flavored oil. According to the International Olive Council, virgin olive oils are obtained from olives using mechanical or other physical methods, without treatments that alter the oil. Extra virgin is the highest grade within the virgin olive oil category and has to meet specific chemical and sensory standards. That matters because not every bottle labeled olive oil has the same characteristics. Some olive oils are refined. Others are blends of refined olive oil and virgin olive oil. Refining can remove many of the compounds that give extra virgin olive oil its distinctive flavor, aroma, color, and biological activity. And then there's the confusing term light olive oil. Despite what the name might suggest, light generally refers to a lighter flavor and color, not dramatically fewer calories. In fact, oil is energy dense. UC Davis Olive Center notes that olive oil provides about 120 calories per tablespoon, meaning 2 tablespoons can add roughly 240 calories to your day. So don't think of EVOO as a calorie-free health shot. Think of it as a nutrient-rich fat that can replace other fats in your diet. And that's where the first major benefit comes in. Benefit number 1, healthy unsaturated fats. Let's talk about fat, because fat has had a pretty complicated reputation over the years. Extra virgin olive oil is particularly rich in monounsaturated fatty acids, especially a fat called oleic acid. And here's an important distinction that often gets mixed up: LDL and HDL are not types of dietary fat. They're lipoproteins, particles that transport cholesterol and other lipids through your bloodstream. LDL carries cholesterol around the body, and higher levels of LDL cholesterol are associated with greater cardiovascular risk. HDL also participates in cholesterol transport and is involved in moving cholesterol toward the liver. So when you hear someone say, good cholesterol and bad cholesterol, remember that it's really shorthand for the roles and associations of different lipoproteins, not 2 different kinds of dietary fat. So where does olive oil come in? The American Heart Association recommends choosing monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats in place of saturated and trans fats because this substitution can help improve cholesterol levels and lower cardiovascular risk. And the FDA has gone a step further with a qualified health claim for oleic acid. Its review found credible, although not conclusive, evidence that replacing fats and oils higher in saturated fat with high oleic oils may reduce the risk of coronary heart disease. Notice the key word there, replacing. That word is incredibly important. If you normally cook vegetables with butter and instead use EVOO, that's a meaningful dietary substitution. If you already eat a balanced diet and simply pour 2 additional tablespoons of oil on top of everything you're eating, you're adding roughly 240 calories without necessarily improving the overall quality of your diet. So the real question isn't simply, did I eat olive oil today? It's, what did the olive oil replace? Benefit number 2, antioxidants and polyphenols. Now let's get to one of the most fascinating things about extra virgin olive oil. It's not just about the fat. EVOO also contains naturally occurring polyphenols and other antioxidant compounds. So what exactly are antioxidants? In simple terms, they're compounds that can help counter oxidative processes in the body. Excessive oxidative stress can damage cellular components, which is why researchers are interested in foods containing antioxidant compounds. And extra virgin olive oil contains a variety of phenolic compounds, including compounds such as hydroxytyrosol and oleocanthal. Research reviews have investigated these compounds for their potential antioxidant and anti-inflammatory effects. But there's an important catch: not every bottle of EVOO contains the same amount of polyphenols. The concentration can vary depending on the olive variety, where and how the olives are grown, when they're harvested, and how the oil is processed. That's one reason 2 extra virgin olive oils can taste completely different. One might be mild and buttery. Another might taste intensely fruity, bitter, or peppery. That bitterness and peppery sensation can actually come partly from phenolic compounds. And researchers are investigating whether these compounds may contribute to potential benefits involving cardiovascular health, oxidative stress, inflammation, and metabolic health. But let's keep our feet on the ground. Research on olive oil is promising, but that doesn't mean olive oil prevents or cures every disease. In fact, some of the strongest evidence comes from looking at olive oil as part of an overall dietary pattern, particularly the Mediterranean diet. One notable example is the pre-dimed trial, published in the New England Journal of Medicine. In the revised analysis, people at high cardiovascular risk who followed a Mediterranean diet supplemented with extra virgin olive oil had fewer major cardiovascular events than those assigned to a reduced fat control diet. That's an important finding, but it doesn't mean that taking 2 tablespoons of EVOO by itself will reproduce those results. The participants were following an entire dietary pattern. And that's a distinction worth remembering. What about inflammation? You've probably heard olive oil described as an anti-inflammatory food. There is scientific interest here. Reviews of olive oil research have found evidence that olive oil and its phenolic compounds may influence markers related to inflammation and endothelial function. Some EVOO compounds have also demonstrated biological effects in laboratory and experimental studies. But here's where internet claims can get carried away. A laboratory experiment showing that an olive oil compound can affect a particular microorganism does not mean olive oil is an antibiotic or a treatment for an infection. For example, research has demonstrated antimicrobial activity from certain EVOO phenolic compounds in laboratory settings. That's scientifically interesting. But you shouldn't replace medical treatment with olive oil. Think of these findings as clues that scientists are investigating, not as proof that olive oil is medicine. How should you actually use 2 tablespoons? Now for the practical part. You don't have to sit down with a tablespoon and drink EVOO like a shot. In fact, there's no special requirement that you consume your olive oil that way. Instead, you can spread those 2 tablespoons throughout your meals. Try it as a salad dressing. Mix it with vinegar, lemon juice, herbs, garlic, or spices. Drizzle it over roasted vegetables. Use it in sauces and condiments. Add it to marinades. Use it when cooking fish, vegetables, beans, or other foods. And yes, you can use EVOO for cooking. There's a persistent myth that extra virgin olive oil becomes unhealthy the moment it touches a hot pan. That's simply not accurate. The UC Davis Olive Center specifically notes that olive oil can be an excellent cooking oil, with smoke points varying depending on the oil's grade, quality, and freshness. Of course, extremely prolonged or very high temperature heating can degrade some compounds. And if your goal is to preserve as many of the more heat-sensitive phenolic compounds as possible, using EVOO without heating, such as in a dressing or finishing drizzle, is one simple option. But cooking with EVOO doesn't suddenly turn it into a toxic oil. And there's another delicious option: baking. Yes, EVOO can work beautifully in many baked recipes. So instead of thinking, "I have to drink 2 tablespoons of olive oil every morning," think, "How can I make EVOO my go-to added fat?" That's much easier to sustain. The big takeaway. So, what happens when you eat 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil every day? You provide your body with monounsaturated fats, particularly oleic acid, polyphenols and other naturally occurring antioxidant compounds, and a versatile source of fat that can help you replace less beneficial sources of saturated fat. But here's the part I really want you to remember. 2 tablespoons isn't a magic dose. There isn't a rule saying that everyone needs exactly 2 tablespoons of EVOO every day to become healthier. And because olive oil is calorie dense, adding large amounts on top of your existing diet can increase your calorie intake. The bigger nutritional win is usually substitution. Instead of adding olive oil to everything you already eat, use it in place of butter, shortening, or other fats higher in saturated fat when appropriate. That's the strategy supported by organizations like the American Heart Association and the FDA's Qualified Health Claim Review. And remember what we saw in the pre-dimed research. The benefits were observed in the context of a Mediterranean dietary pattern, not because olive oil was acting as a standalone miracle ingredient. So think less about finding one superfood and more about building a diet that makes healthy choices easier. Vegetables, fruit, whole grains, beans and legumes, nuts and seeds, fish and other nutritious protein sources. And yes, extra virgin olive oil. In conclusion, so, if you enjoy extra virgin olive oil, using it regularly can be a delicious way to get more monounsaturated fat and naturally occurring plant compounds into your diet. Just remember 3 things. Number 1. Choose extra virgin olive oil when you want the benefits associated with minimally processed olive oil and its naturally occurring phenolic compounds. Number 2. Don't be afraid to cook with it. EVOO can absolutely be part of everyday cooking. And number 3, and perhaps most importantly, think substitution, not addition. Replacing less healthy fats with EVOO is more meaningful than simply piling extra calories onto an already balanced diet. And that's the real lesson. You don't need to turn olive oil into a daily ritual that feels like medicine. You can simply make it part of the way you eat. If you found this video useful, hit the like button and subscribe for more evidence-based nutrition videos. And tell me in the comments, what food or nutrition topic should we investigate next? Thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next video.